On January 4th, 2015, we are going to witness Global Force Wrestling bringing New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 9 to United States for the first time ever. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about this show coming in now less than a week. GFW has been doing some previews courtesy of Jim Ross and Matt Stryker on their YouTube channel. I urge you, sincerely urge you, if you're curious about this show, which any true wrestling fan, I don't know why you wouldn't be curious about this show. I'm definitely ordering it. I'm even having some friends over. I'm having my buddy Jesse over, my buddy Steve, and Steve is one of those guys who has been watching wrestling forever. I know he's gonna dig this show. Big fan of Jim Ross, so he's gonna love this. Jesse is. He's fallen away, he's become one of those casual fans where, I'll have him come over for a pay-per-view here and there, so he's not tuned in a lot to wrestling. But, I told him, I said, you may not know a lot of people on this card, but for wrestling's sake, you are going to dig this show. A few things we know about this. It's supposed to be, it's airing live. Some cable companies are actually airing it live at like 2 in the morning. I don't think my cable provider, Time Warner Cable, is showing the 2 a.m. show on Sunday the 4th. They're showing the, was it 6 p.m.? I believe it's a 4-hour show, 6 p.m. to 10. So it's going to be like a big WrestleMania type show, a long show, but I don't expect there to be any boring matches on this card. There might be some that some American fans are not as invested in as others, but all are sure to be just great wrestling matches. I'm going to go over most of the card. This isn't going to be a prediction video. This is just going to be talking about it. I don't know enough about these guys other than the preview videos that Matt Stryker has provided with us to really, give a proper prediction. But I did want to do a video talking about it because I am excited about it. This is my way of promoting it. If you watch my videos on Lucha Underground or any WWE product, I implore you, go check out this product. Go to YouTube. Go educate yourself on these guys. If you're an AJ Styles fan, TNA fan, you'll know some of these guys. If you're a WWE fan, you'll know some of these guys. So, sincerely, go check out this product. And they also have a pre-show. It's called the pre-show on their YouTube channel. It's about half an hour long, and it's just like all the guys... Well, not all the guys, but a lot of the guys from the promotion talking about the show, promoting it, hyping it up. It's a hype video. It is. It's Jim Ross talking about how this could very well be the last time he's ever calling an event. This is a one-off event for Jim Ross. He hasn't signed some kind of year-long contract or whatever with Jeff Jarrett's company. So if this is, if you're a true wrestling fan, especially from an old fan of the Attitude Era, if you're a Jim Ross fan, would you honestly want to miss his last time commentating, calling play-by-play on what could possibly be some of the best wrestling matches of this upcoming year? Do you really want to, miss that? I certainly don't. This is going to be some historical stuff going on here. I'm a big fan of the hype that's behind the Bullet Club. I'm very excited about that. The way they've talked about this group: AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and I'm not too familiar with all the other guys. Oh, of course, Jeff Jarrett recently aligned himself with the Bullet Club. Smart move, Jeff Jarrett. These guys are hot. They're popular. They're growing in numbers. Young Bucks recently joined. And the newest member, who I'm sad to say I don't know a lot about other than the preview video that I just watched recently from Matt Stryker on the GFW YouTube channel, is Kenny Omega. Apparently formerly was in WWE Developmental. I don't know how long ago, so I'm going to have to go look up some of his old stuff. But apparently he's a well-rounded, well-traveled wrestler. So we're going to go over the card. And not all the matches, but just the ones that I've seen, like the preview videos for. There are others. Like there's, if I'm looking at the card here on this website, there is it's a three-way. By the way, there's a lot of tag matches on this card. Probably the most tag matches I've ever seen in a wrestling show for like the last 30 years plus. Like if you look at the old WrestleMania cards, like half the matches were tag matches, and it almost seems like half of these matches are going to be tag matches. But it's great wrestling, so it's not a bad thing. It's not like watching a SmackDown and having a tag match, main event for the umpteenth millionth time. Holla, holla, holla. So the Bullet Club, Jeff Jarrett, Bad Luck Fale, and Takahashi against three other guys. I don't mean, not trying to be rude to the product. I just don't know these guys. Tenzan, Kojima, and Tomoki Hanma. I'm going to really try my best not to butcher these names. So that's a three-way match. There's another match here. Some other familiar names that you might like. Guys from the WWE. It looks like it's a four-way match. Not the first name here, Lazuka, but you probably have heard of Shelton Benjamin. Currently, I don't know. I don't think he's really with Ring of Honor anymore. He was the last few years. Of course, he was with WWE for several years with Charlie Haas. These two other names, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer, who I have not watched any of those guys wrestle in years. So it'll be great to see these guys again. They're in a four-way tag match against Yano. Oh, these names. Haste, Nicholas, and Marufuji. All right, I think I got that one. So those are some of the ones that are also on this card that I just, I'm not going to predict any of these. They're just, they're on this card. But it'll be great to see some of these faces again. Like Shelton Benjamin was one of my favorites when he was with the WWE. Great tag team guy. So you're going to see some great tag team action in this show. And then going down the list here, one other one that I unfortunately don't know a lot about. Which one? Oh, Sakuraba versus Suzuki is going to be held under UWFI rules, which apparently means no time limit, no pins, and can only be won via knockout, submission, or referee stoppage. So if you're going to hear good old JR, Jim Ross, mention his classic term slobber knocker in any of these matches, it's going to be this one. A couple others. We'll go through these. Let's see. We're going to talk about this first one here, the IWGP Junior Tag Team Title 4-way match. 4 tag teams, 4 of the hottest young tag teams. And I don't, when I say hot, I don't mean good looking. No, I'm talking about successful, great wrestling. And some of these teams don't have the greatest reputation. For example, the Young Bucks, some of the newest guys on the Bullet Club representing in this match. Nick and Matt Jackson, 10-year vets who I heard recently just turned down a tryout with the WWE so that they could represent New Japan Pro Wrestling and basically travel the world, and not be tied down to any one company. That really says something. You don't hear about too many people turning down contracts with the WWE. That's like the ultimate goal of pretty much any wrestler. I think that's out there. It's like your ultimate goal is to get to the top, and that's the WWE. So it's very interesting. But nonetheless, back to this card. Forever Hooligans, Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero together have 30 years of experience between the two of them. They've been Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions at least once or twice. I know once. So they have a lot of experience. Time Splinters, Kushida and Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley, of course, formerly of TNA. I have not seen him wrestle since he left TNA. Was it a few years ago, I believe? So it'll be great to see this tag team in action. Red Dragon. These guys are the IWGP Junior Tag Team title holders. They're also the Ring of Honor tag team champs. So they're coming into this event with 2 tag team championships around their waists. That speaks volumes in my book. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Very, very fun to watch these guys. So yeah, some of these teams, you may not like their style. Like the Young Bucks have been called spot monkeys and stuff like that. I enjoy it. It's not boring. How many tag team matches have you seen out there? Like I said, for example, like headlining a WWE show that get boring chants. It's like, this is going to be an insane match that's going to possibly, tear the house down. So, yeah, I have no clue who's going to win this one. All 4 teams are well traveled. It'd be a great way to kick off this show. Next, we're going to talk about the IWGP Tag Team Championships. Not Luke. This is former WWE name, Luke Gallows, otherwise known as Doc Gallows now, and Carl Anderson have held these titles for a while now, versus Goto and Shibata. I think I'm close with those. Another match represented by the Bullet Club. I've not seen these guys wrestle together yet, but I've seen Gallows wrestle for TNA. I've seen Gallows wrestle for WWE. A very powerful guy, and to see him with a ring vet like, from what I've heard, Carl Anderson is great in the ring. Should be a great tag team match. Next, formerly of TNA, AJ Styles against Niko. Very interesting about AJ Styles. One of my favorites in TNA while I was watching TNA, which I haven't watched in a while now, but we'll be back on TV real soon. Next week, I believe. AJ Styles represented that company for almost its entire television run with Spike TV and also with what were they on, Fox Sports. Been a champ there. What do they call that? He's held every title in that company, and now went out of his comfort zone, like they said in one of the promo videos that I watched, and signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and also became their champ there for a while. 2014 has been a great year for AJ Styles, breaking free from TNA, traveling the world, and showing that he is still one of the top wrestlers in the world, and still has the respect of many wrestling fans. So, there's no titles on the line in this one, but obviously, once again, the Bullet Club being represented in this match by AJ Styles. He kind of, they say that no one runs the Bullet Club, but obviously, as far as a senior member, AJ Styles is certainly one of those guys. Not one of the originals, because the Bullet Club has been around since 2013, and originally started from who is now in NXT, Finn Balor, aka Prince Devitt. That's another thing that was interesting about these promo videos that GFW talked about. They talked about the origin of the Bullet Club and how he started it with Bad Luck Fale, Carl Anderson, and Tonga. I think that's who it was. But nonetheless, you're going to see a great match out of AJ Styles and Niko, and we'll see how the year kicks off for AJ Styles. Next, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Very cool to hear Matt Striker talk about this championship. It has a lot of prestige because of who is holding it right now. Nakamura versus Ibushi. Nakamura apparently has held this title before a few times. He's also been the IWGP Heavyweight Champion a few times too. So he's a well-traveled guy in this company. And seeing the footage of Nakamura in action has been, very, very fun to watch. Looks like quite the rock star when he's coming down to the ring. Pretty cool. So it'll be great to see this guy in action, considering he's talking about one of the greatest wrestlers in the company and possibly, in the world. Next, we'll talk about the Never Openweight Championship. Ishii versus Makabe. And from what they described this match as, they talked about these gentlemen, it's going to be quite the brawl. I don't know a lot about this championship. I've never heard of the Never Openweight. I'm guessing maybe it's just a guess. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. But if someone wants to educate me out there on this championship, my guess is maybe it's something similar to TNA's X Division Championship. Could be, maybe. I don't know. But it should be another one that JR will probably talk about being a slobber knocker. So, next, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Taguchi, who's the champion, versus the newest Bullet Club member, Kenny Omega, the cleaner. I've never seen either of these guys wrestle before, but I'm very excited about this. You want to talk about a unique look. This Kenny Omega, this new guy who just recently signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Man, I've never seen a wrestler with silver hair before, with some blonde highlights. That just blew my mind when I first saw that. They show the footage of him being unveiled for the first time, and so yeah, if I had to predict a winner of this one, I'm guessing Kenny Omega's going to kick off his Bullet Club career and take this championship. If they're really pushing this group, I think we're going to see him win maybe. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Tanahashi versus the Rainmaker Okada. Two veterans in this company. They compared Tanahashi to like the Shawn Michaels of the company. They also said how Okada turned down another one from Japan that turned down a WWE, a very lucrative WWE contract. Their record is 3-2-1 draw. So they've faced each other 6 times. This is going to be the 7th time. Tanahashi being the champ. JR compared this rivalry of these two to Stone Cold versus The Rock, Flair versus Steamboat. Those are two hugely historical rivalries in pro wrestling history. They're saying, this is the one that's going to close out the show. This is the one that's going to, tear the house down. This is the one, no one's going to leave early because this is going to be the one that people are already saying could possibly be the match of the year. So, yeah, I've never seen either one of these guys wrestle before, but I can't tell you how excited I am from hearing, the words of Jim Ross, Matt Stryker, talking about all these guys. As far as I've heard, the pay-per-view is going to cost anywhere between, depending on what provider you have, of course, anywhere from like $20-something to $35. I believe I'm going to end up paying about $35 for it, or $34.99. I'm stoked about it. I can't say how excited I am. I'm currently more excited about this than this year's WrestleMania, honestly. Just because I know WrestleMania is going to have some filler matches in there that no one's going to care about. This card, even though I'm not educated or well versed on these guys, I know there aren't going to be any filler matches. It's going to be incredible. This is a different style of wrestling. There's the one match in here for the the Intercontinental Championship. They're saying, they always say, oh, well, wrestling is fake. Well, watching Nakamura is one of the, how did they term it? One of the stiffest competitors as far as like real wrestling. It's as real as it gets. So it's gonna be it's just gonna be a great show. I'm gonna start sounding redundant and saying that over and over again, but just trying to get you guys to get excited about it too. Go to the YouTube channel, watch the hype videos, watch the promo videos, watch the half-hour pre-show. Just take some time. Take a couple hours out of your day over the course of the next week and decide whether you want to get this or not. It's going to be one of those. It's not going to be like a past pay-per-view where you're like, oh, I just wasted 50, 60, 70 bucks on this show. I don't know how many times people, walked away from a WrestleMania saying, oh, yeah, there was a couple good matches in it. This full card is going to be great. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm backing it up totally. So if I didn't believe in this, if I wasn't excited about it, I wouldn't take the time, the hours of preparation I've taken, the notes, the videos I've watched to do this. So by all means, go see this show. You will not be disappointed. I'm excited. I'm so excited about it. I'm having friends over. Grab some pizzas, some beers. It's gonna be a blast. So yeah, January 4th, this Sunday. Check out with your cable provider when the show's going to be on. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys.